The Arizona podcast is brought to you by Triumph Protective Coatings. They specialize in concrete polish, epoxy flooring systems, micro top floors and walls, and self-leveling underlays. They service all of California, and they are an awesome company. They speak Spanish, and they do amazing work. Check them out at Triumph_coatings on Instagram. And if you use the promo code ARROWSUP, you get 10% off. So check them out. On today's episode, we have David Gehrig, NBA Pod, Rap Pod, where we talk about the diss heard around the world. Drake sneak dissing JCole, and very loudly and clearly dissing Drake. So we get into all of that. Before they come in, baseball starts tomorrow, or actually today, depending on when you're listening to this. And if you're listening to this when it drops, which is tomorrow on Thursday, baseball starts this morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time, and it's opening day, and opening day is always very, very special and always awesome because it's the beginning of almost like the unofficial start of spring, because baseball is like when, the weather gets nicer and everything else. So spring, summer gets started, and we're starting off with almost everybody's playing. The Brewers, Mets, Braves, Phillies. Because of rain, their game is postponed until the 29th, which is Friday. But we have a new baseball season upon us with new challenges, with a new super team, with high expectations for the Dodgers. The NL West is all of a sudden ridiculously loaded. The Giants sneakily had probably the best offseason out of everyone. Yes, including the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks got better. They added pitching, and today they added Jordan Montgomery. So the Giants added Blake Snell, and this is where we're at in the NL. And it's still the Dodgers division lose. The Padres still loom there, and I know we like to make fun of them, and they're like the idiots that we poke fun of, but they're still there, and we still got to give them some kind of credit, right? Because you would think with those players, there's a chance they figure it out. And I wouldn't rule out a gigantic season by Fernando Tatis. In the AL East, we have the Orioles, who are coming off a magical season. They are a year older, a year more mature, and the best roster in the AL East. I think they're the best team in the AL East, and they should win the division. And you got the Yankees, who made the Juan Soto trade. They have, gotten better. The Cole injury is a little scary because we don't know the length of it and whether it's going to linger. But they, could have Juan Soto, who I think is my pick for AL MVP. That's my prediction in that ballpark. I do like that Mike Stanton is skinny. He got injured a lot because he just, I think, had too much muscle, and he's skinny. And then you got the Red Sox, who are going to suck, who don't like to spend money. The Red Sox don't like the Red Sox. Quick note from the NL West, the Dodgers gave Will Smith a 10-year contract, which Harry and I talked about it. And Harry texted me and said, hey, just throw out my Will Smith take out the window. As, we were saying, maybe he's the one that gets moved because the Dodgers have 3 prospects in the minor leagues that are ready to go. So you would think the Dodgers are going to move one or two of those three guys for maybe pitching, maybe. Now, I want to give you just a little predictions here. I think in terms of what we're going to get, and I'll give you my prediction for the division winners. I got Orioles in the East. In the AL Central, I think the Twins are going to win that division. I think the Twins are the best team in that division with a close eye on the Guardians. In the West, I like the Astros. I know the Rangers are the defending champions, but I just the Astros are, I just like them more. And I just, for some reason, think like, what if the Angels don't completely suck? What if? I don't know. In the East, the Braves are the best team, hands down. It's like almost Dodger-esque how good they are. In the Central, NL Central, we're going with the Cubs. I think the Cubs return back to being good. I like the roster. I like what they did this offseason. And in the West, I like the Dodgers to win that division. Your wild cards. Tampa Bay is still a very talented team, even though they don't have Wander Franco anymore. So I like Tampa Bay. I like the Yankees, and I like the Rangers. So I like those three teams to make the playoffs in the AL, in the wild card. In the NL, give me the Phillies, give me the Giants, and give me the Diamondbacks. Those three teams to make the wild card. And for champion, I told Harry I have Dodgers, Astros, with the Dodgers winning the World Series. So those are my predictions. I think Juan Soto is going to be your AL MVP. I think that Juan Soto AL MVP. Mookie Betts your NL MVP, and I think Yamamoto has a better overall good year. I think he wins the Rookie of the Year there in the NL, and I think that you're gonna get a large percentage of the games that the Dodgers play shown on TV, and I think it's going to be for the first time in a long time that we're going to get that. And so that's my prediction. A lot of Dodgers, so much so that I think people are going to hate him. For Cy Young, I think that Pablo Lopez is going to win it. I just like how he pitches, and he's a name to watch for the Twins. He's just really good. I think he'll win it. For Rookie of the Year in the AL, I like Wyatt Langford from the Rangers, who made the roster, the Major League roster. So keep an eye out for him. And I like Logan Webb to win the Cy Young in the National League from the Giants. That's who I like to win it. And that's it. That's all I have for you in terms of baseball. So we'll talk baseball with Harry, hopefully, in the next few days. But hopefully you enjoy it. A lot of Instagram stuff coming up for baseball. And here we go. The long stretch from April to October, or March, I guess, to October begins today. Quick NBA thing. The Lakers won today. So by the time when we were recording, the game hadn't started. The Lakers got a big win. And that's huge for the Lakers. But the Warriors won, which wasn't really helpful. The Suns won, which wasn't really helpful. And the Rockets won, which wasn't really helpful. But the Lakers won. And that's really all that matters. 5 straight. The Lakers are playing really good, man. And we're right there, about to catch Phoenix. We need. We're right there. We're breathing on the Mavericks, and the Lakers just got to keep winning, keep taking care of business, and it's gonna be all right. So, that's it. That's all I have for you. So, here we have Gehrig and David. Here we go.
Are we starting with the diss?
We just get right into it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what's Ice Cube's line? What is he? Oh my God! No Vaseline.
No Vaseline. Oh, okay. Dang. Trying to hit him up out here. All right, I want to hear this hot take, Gehrig. Go ahead. Or should we set the stage first for like what has happened for those that don't know? I guess.
So, rap music is obviously all three of us enjoy it. We love it. And the beauty of rap is that there is this thing called dissing, where dudes will take shots at each other, and sometimes they're what you would call a slight diss. Sometimes it is a what's the word? Where it's not so obvious, it's not so
subliminal.
Yeah, it's a subliminal diss.
Yeah. Sneak dissing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sneak diss, and if you know, you know, and that's it. And then there is the outright. This bullet is aimed at you with your name on it towards your head.
Mm-hmm.
So duck, do something. And there's no other genre that does this. Rock isn't. They're not dissing each other like this.
Nope.
And typically, some rappers will use it to get their name out. They'll diss a bigger guy, and if the bigger guy has time, he'll like clap back, and if not, he'll let him live.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it is rare when we have like gigantic artists going at each other, and it is rare when it's done what seems almost unprompted. And I guess there is, if you've been following the story and if you've been listening to JCole and Drake and Kendrick, there's always been sneak disses going back and forth, I guess. But Kendrick got on a track with Future, and he just said, "You know what? I'm just gonna put it out there. Boom. This is here am I." He kind of like pulled his nuts out, put them on the table, and was like, "Here we go. Let's do this." And we haven't had this in a while. We like that I remember where it was like the hype of a diss, maybe Ja Rule 50 Cent, maybe, where it was like to this level, where it was like two like dudes that are, we would say that are equal footing going at it. So that's the stage. This is where we're at. Kendrick versus what feels like it's somebody was saying on Twitter, it's like the Civil War, because you got like Metro, you got Future, you got you got Kendrick.
Yep.
And on the other side, you got what appears to be Drake and JCole, and possibly you would think 21 Savage. You would think that's right. That would be
yeah.
You would think that's how it lines up. The wrinkle, before we like dive in, is that JCole could also be like, I'm not with anybody. I'm shooting at both. Like that's also in play. Like we're assuming JCole is gonna be like, all right, me and Drake. But Cole could also be like, nah, it's me versus everyone. Yeah. So this is where we're at, right? That's the table.
Right.
The table where we're gonna eat today.
Yes. Also, one other thing, context-wise, and I think we'll get into this during the course of the conversation, but those have been the three guys, Drake, Cole, and Kendrick. Those have been the three from this era that have, I mean, for pretty much my whole like real rap fandom, it's been those three guys, like basically since I've because it's like, I mean, Wayne obviously for a while, but whenever you want to say the Drake run starts, whenever you want to say, you know, the post kind of like Eminem, Lil Wayne dominance kind of goes, and like the you know the 50 Cent, and like we're now into like the 2010s, you know, the mid 2010s, let's say. I feel like Drake, you know, what has kind of been the most popular the whole run because his music, his fan base reaches to more because he has the pop aspect of stuff going on, and there's the radio appeal and that. So he's kind of always been able to claim like the number one guy from an overall popularity standpoint. But I think like from people that really like actually enjoy, let's say if you actually enjoy all three of them, which I feel like I do, I feel like you can kind of honestly judge it where it's like they've each had it for a while. Like I feel like Drake had it with, you know, I mean, it probably started with Thank Me Later and with Thank Me Later, I would say was where it like really started going, and Nothing Was the Same. And then I feel like, you know, Cole threw himself into the conversation heavily with Forest Hills Drive, like with Forest Hills.
Right.
That put him in the conversation pretty like well, but I don't think he was necessarily being considered the one. Then Kendrick has the crazy run with Good Kid, Mad City. He does what? Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn. Yep. Which is just, I mean, that's a three-peat. That's Shaq, Kobe, Lakers. That's Jordan, Bulls. Mm-hmm. That is like, he was the guy for that period.
Yeah.
Post that, I feel like the 2020s, I would make the argument Cole has kind of been the guy.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the albums dropped, all been good.
Right.
In terms of the consistency, in terms of like actually dropping music a lot. Kendrick just went like such a long time without dropping music. I feel like it's tough for me for like you can't be one if you're not doing stuff for 5 years. You can reassert yourself one, which I think is maybe what he's trying to do right now. Is part of the thing is being like, don't forget. But like Cole's consistency, that and every Cole feature he's hopped on has been, I mean,
he bodies them. He bodies over the main guy.
He is rapping on like, this is, I mean, we're going to get to it as we go here, but like, of all the times to go at Cole, I feel like this is the boldest time to go at him. This is like, he's been rapping the best I've seen him rap ever, I feel like, in the last couple years. And that's saying a lot because he's been rapping really well for 10 plus years. So...
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I think Kendrick has like a really diehard fan base, and I think like his people are really going to ride for him, and I think the same is for Cole. I think if Cole wants to, though, if he decides he wants to just let it fly, I think he is ready for that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's scared of going there. I think it's more just like a tactical thing. I think now that he hasn't responded in the first whatever week or so, are we on a week now of it being out, something like that?
I think so, yeah.
So it's like since it's been that long since he's dropped it, like I feel like if Cole wanted to do the really like battle rap diss back and forth, he might have responded in like a few days, you know, to show like, man, what? I'll go to the studio right now and just like kill you on track. Like I don't even care.
Yeah.
But I think now that he's waited, I feel like it's probably going to be a more tactical move where it's like he'll have a song on an album where it's just like that's clearly a Kendrick diss. Like that whole verse is just like aimed right at Kendrick. And the hype of the album up crazy because then it's like now you get everyone going to your whole album because it's like, bro, did you hear him spaz on Kendrick on that? Right. Oh my gosh, the whole album's crazy, da-da-da. You know, it just adds into the whole effect of it. So that's kind of my guess now is like, he's like, I'm not going to feel pressured by a bunch of dudes on the internet saying, if Cole a real rapper, he'll respond in 2 days. I don't think he's like, Cole doesn't strike me as a guy where that opinion matters very much to him.
Right.
Like effective speaking.
I think especially because in the diss, it's more of a blatant Drake diss, and it's almost like a sneak. It's not as blatant of a J. Cole diss, and maybe that's why he would take on that route as well. Where you hear it and it's very clearly this is at Drake, and there's enough of it where it's like the residue is for J. Cole, and maybe that's why he'll take that approach because as you were breaking it down, like the three of them are also very different. Like Drake is the big heavy like artist who's going to drop single after single, and obviously albums as well. But his music is just being played everywhere, and you'll jump on his album because the exposure and all of that.
It's got the widest reach. Like
and Kendrick is just rapping, and he's just a rapper, and just like the DNA of it and all of that.
Yeah.
Where J. Cole becomes like he's like your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. And that's like where he's at, where he's like, and so it's interesting that in this whole thing, we're getting three different dudes from very different backgrounds and very different styles and approaches to the art. And that's what I think also makes it super captivating because Drake already has come out with like some Instagram posts like you knew he would and just kind of like acting like, oh, I'm bigger than this, like
as he should. That typical Drake moves, like just okay.
On brand. I can't even blame it at this point. I would expect that.
And J. Cole, like I don't know if it's as surprising to say he hasn't said anything because that's the type of dude he is. And I think you're right.
It's so calculated. He's not going to say anything until he's ready to for sure say something.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I this takes me back because I can't believe you didn't bring this up, but this takes me back to the Control verse when Kendrick kind of went at everybody, and J. Cole was the first dude he named out of all the dudes that he named in that verse. So I saw a video. There's a video on YouTube of it kind of broke down all the interactions that Kendrick and Cole have had throughout the years. And it went back further than I thought. I remember there was a time when I want to say it was maybe right before or right after To Pimp a Butterfly, there was a lot of talk about them doing a joint album, Kendrick and Cole. And it never happened. But there were a few, they've been on tracks together, obviously. And they even did that, if you guys remember that Black Friday release where they each hopped on each other's beats. It was amazing. And there are interviews of Kendrick and I think other dudes. I think maybe Absol too, like was on. He might have been on The Breakfast Club or Sway, but he was like, "Oh, they're working on some stuff." Like there is, and as the years went by, there were like something went wrong, I guess. And then at one point, like one of the TDE guys was like, "Yeah, there's no joint album. It's not happening. 0 tracks in any way, shape, or form." So yeah, I don't know. As fans, I'm like, when I heard about this, I was like, Kendrick going at Drake. I'm like, that's for the rapper, that's light work. Obviously, Drake does have all this reach and all that stuff, but if you're into like rapping, and we talked about this last time with like, Drake having ghostwriters, the Drake diss, like that's not like a worthy opponent. Cole and Kendrick, that is like, I'm grabbing the popcorn, I'm grabbing the drink, and I'm like, great, let's see it. I want to see it. So, but yeah, I didn't know that this Kendrick and Cole thing went as far back as it did, because there was a time when they were really cool and were working on stuff. And then at one point it just kind of got a little sour and it's kind of snowballed. So when I did this little deep dive into it, I was like, oh, like they actually haven't been that cool the last couple years.
Well, I mean, Gehrig, you actually do this. So I'm actually glad you're on with us.
True.
is it really possible though to be like that with someone like that? When someone, you look at someone, and yeah, you could be cool and you can break bread and you can, but there's also the the sizing up every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time they get on and they drop an album and you're listening and you're like, that's pretty good, but I think I'm better. And so, is it really possible to be boys with someone like that when you're both at it at the same time? Because I think I saw that like growing up and watching like Jay-Z and Eminem, who were like at the top right there when I was growing up, at least. And they did some few songs together, and every time they like were around each other, it was always very cordial. But they were never like boys, and it made sense why, because I mean they're competitors. Like, is that really possible for you to see someone who's doing the same thing you're doing? You see him as a rival more so than you do like a friend. Is it like, I don't know if you can actually like be that cool with someone.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all probably depends on like personal wiring a little bit with that, and also like where you're at, like for them, it's like probably tough because there's so much like ego, attention, opinions that go into it, like the whole world has an opinion on who's better, who's the guy. Duh, every day people are talking about it, tweeting about it. Now there's a verse out about it. Now so it becomes this whole thing from that perspective where I feel like maybe once you're at that level, probably pretty hard. I think for me, it's like, I mean, everyone that I'm competing against right now, we're all just doing the same thing. We're playing these small shows or whatever. Am I super competitive? Do I deep down feel like I'm better than most of them, a lot of them? And if I'm not yet, then I'm gonna catch them. Yeah, that is how I feel for sure. So there's obviously like that. And like, I feel like I talk about that in my music. I'm pretty open about that. But at the same time, I am like I like a lot of these dudes that I do rap with and hang out with them a bunch, and I don't feel like there's necessarily an aspect of like it's me or them. It's just like, I mean, I'm gonna try and be better than them, and I'm gonna feel like I am if I think I am or whatever. If I've put in the work to like say I feel like that's the right thing, then yeah. But like, I think the only time I start feeling that like real like competitiveness in terms of, and I mean maybe it's like a little bit of like a petty like jealousy thing, but like when you see guys, you just feel like you're nicer than like kind of like getting a little more of a push or getting a little more opportunity. And you don't know what work they're putting in behind the scenes and stuff, but like I also feel like I'm putting in a lot of work behind the scenes, so that can go like, so there's that side to it.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. For them, I'm like, it's probably pretty tough unless you're on the same label with guys. I think it's like different. Maybe if you're like the same label sometimes, because then it's like, all right, this is like if the label's doing well, we're all doing better. We're all making more money if you're whatever. But I also think a lot of labels, there is like a hierarchy to labels, right? Like Top Dog, it's like Kendrick has always been the guy, and then there's like the umbrella of all these other amazing artists in Top Dog, but it's like Kendrick forever is the Top Dog guy. Like,
yeah,
that's kind of how like these labels tend to work. So, and I don't feel like any of those guys feel like they're competing with Kendrick necessarily, and they might feel like they can out rap Kendrick. They've probably been in rooms and like been like, I killed Kendrick. We were freestyling. I was just better. Like, I'm sure they felt that before, but it's like you would never hear, them probably come out and be like, I'm a better rapper than Kendrick.
Yeah, of course. I just think it's hard to imagine Kendrick and Cole ever actually being like cool, because I remember the joint album rumors came out like it was like almost like in connection to the, like they were gonna do one because Kanye and Jay-Z did one. And it was one of those like, yeah, but Kanye and Jay-Z, like their relationship is so different. And so they are able to coexist together because A1, they're older. B, they have already gotten all the like flowers. So neither of them is actually looking for it. And by the time Kanye came into the scene, Jay-Z had already been dominant in the scene. So he had no problem like opening the door for Kanye, much like 50 Cent and Eminem. Like when 50 Cent came on the scene, Eminem had already had like different albums, Gold Diamond.
It probably depends where you're at in your career. Like,
yeah.
Like,
and these
if
two
I
guys
feel
seem
like I'm
very similar.
4 years ahead of where you're at in your journey,
right.
then I'm down to, you can just come along the ride with me. But if we're both in this together and we're literally competing for being the guy right now.
Right.
Like, we're not about to just be hanging out and like rarely like do they make music together during those time periods. It's
exactly.
Pretty, not like you get a lot of features and stuff.
Yeah. Lil Wayne talks about this when he said that he had such a hard time getting Eminem on an album. For so long, he wanted to get him on. And when he finally got him on, it was like, Lil Wayne talks about it, how it was like catching the shark. Like he finally got him. And I think a lot of it was Eminem at the time probably saw him as a rival and was like, why would I make your song better? Why would I do that? And so that it makes complete sense. So it's why like I never really bought into the whole JCole and Kendrick are like close, because like that wouldn't make any sense, especially at least in rapping, because there's gonna come a point where you're gonna have to say I'm better than everybody. And if you're saying you're better than everybody, that includes the other guy. So were you guys surprised by by the diss?
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially from just like the surprise factor of like it being on a Future album, which like this is the Kendrick MO. Apparently, dudes ask him to give up a feature for their album, and then he's like, I'm gonna diss people on this.
Yeah. Sure. I'm gonna make your album.
Control is the Big Sean song. So funny. Poor Big Sean's just like, oh, I got Kendrick on a feature. It's gonna be a banger, dude. And then Kendrick's like killing everyone. So that was crazy. Like the fact he did it on the Future song, that like from a surprise element. And just like he's been pretty quiet the last few years. And like the last album felt like, I mean, I got to be honest, I just didn't get super into the last album. Like I couldn't really like find myself into it. I understand it was like very artistic and like and creative and clever.
Yeah, same.
But like I just personally couldn't like I tried to sit in the car and listen to a bunch of the songs. It just didn't really. There's like a couple off there that the homies like, and if they're playing them, I'm like, all right, these are cool, but it just didn't really do it for me. Mm-hmm. So I feel like he's just kind of been tucked away, not on his like super competitive, I'm the best rapper thing anymore. Like I feel like he had gotten to a point where he was like, I'm past that, you know, like I've done it. Right. Like he was low-key, what it feels like right now is he did the Jordan three-peat, and then he needed his time away for baseball or for, you know, gambling, whatever you want to say it was for.
Right.
And he had to go away for some time. And, you know, the last album was like coming back, and it was like losing to the Magic in the conference finals. You're like, that was good for coming off of a thing.
Yeah.
But then it's like but then this almost feels like the little off season. So I'm wondering if he's setting up a run of like just dropping more music, or if he just really is going to take just one shot and then just walk away again for another like 2-3 years and not drop any music. Because that seems like a weird move too, to be like,
yeah,
I'm the best. Like, what are these dudes talking about? And then not drop music at all. It's like,
yeah.
So I feel like he'd have to. I feel like he's probably ready to be back in the scene a little more, maybe, is what it's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. It's been really like, I get why he does it, like the effect of waiting. Because, dude, like I remember when when I heard Good Kid, Mad City for the first time, I was like, oh, this is fantastic. And then we had to wait so long to get to Pimp a Butterfly. And that single album might be like favorite album of all time.
So good.
But the way before and after that one, I'm just like, dude, like you gotta throw me a bone, bro. Like I love the music so much where it's like, and so yeah, I don't know. I at least just hope that from all this, like we're getting more music, because I'm just like, that'd be probably like the top criticism I have of Kendrick, of just like the long stretch of like inactivity.
Yep.
And so, but yeah.
Dude. Yeah, it's crazy. I do think it'll be really, or I don't know if it will be, but I think it has the potential to be super good for rap.
Yes, because even that, like when he did that, the same thing with Control, it was like a lot of people were pissed off, and a lot of people were like, and the thing about it too is like, obviously, like I don't think we're in the era anymore where like dudes are getting shot because of beefs, right? And I remember hearing
this all feels very,
where he was like, when the game first came into hip hop, he was beefing with like Joe Budden, and he legitimately thought, because he's a gang member at the time, he was like, oh, I thought I had to kill Joe Budden. Like I thought it was that serious, because I saw that from Biggie and Pac and all that stuff. So once he got there, and he was like, oh, that's not really what it's about. Like it's actually just about just the music and competing. So I'm hoping that like with Kendrick, like moving fast forward to now, I'm just like, I hope it just pisses people off, and that we get like a plethora of music where people want to rap their best. Because a criticism I have of like the modern rappers, right, the mumble guys, whatever you want to call it, is that they're all pretty cool with each other, kinda. Or if they do have a beef, it's not like that big of a deal. And I kind of miss when rappers liked competing and were somewhat, like ruthless on tracks against each other. And so, yeah, I just hope we get like something good comes from where like enough feathers are ruffled, and then we get, a bunch of people chiming in. Because I remember when Control dropped, there were a bunch of verses that had come out where they were all responding, and I was like, oh, cool, let's check this one out. Let's check that one out.
Even dudes that didn't get named were sending out stuff because they were like, how dare you leave me off that list? I want the list.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just awesome. Like, I'm hoping that's what it brings out. I think, it's like you said, at this time, I don't think any sort of actual violence would ever take place, especially with these two. I feel like they're both not really they're both like,
they're like intellectuals. Like they're like,
so squared away. I don't think it's ever. This is literally both of them being like, if they go at it, it's like, this is competition. We are competing.
Yeah.
With one another, like a boxing match right now.
Yeah.
What we're here for.
Yeah.
So I hope we get it. That'd be amazing.
Who do you guys think responds first, JCole or Drake? Like on the track. Like who responds first?
It depends, because like Drake might drop like one line in the very next thing he drops, where it's like a little subliminal.
Yeah.
Like drop just like a 1 or 2 line little thing. So if it's that, it's Drake. But I think if we're getting like a full, at least like verse long thing,
right,
I would assume that Cole will be the first one,
to
fully let it rip. But don't get me wrong, I can already hear the Drake soulful broken down sample on an album. It'll be a deep track, like track 17 out of 22, and he'll ban it because he knows it won't be a hit song, but it'll be my favorite song off the album, and it'll be him just going crazy, and it'll be a lot of like subliminal shots at Kendrick on some like soulful, like, just some really slow. Doing this thing. Like 7 a.m. What was it? 7 a.m. on Bridal Path that he did. It was like a whole Kanye diss. I was like, this is amazing. This is my favorite version of Drake when he's just letting it rip.
And I think the thing people are sleeping on Drake.
Drake does beefs. Like, he does beefs. Like, I'm not saying he always wins or like, but he isn't like, the Pusha T thing was good until Pusha just had the Trump all card of being able to be like, you have a kid no one knows about. It's like, all right, well, that's pretty much impossible to come back from the release. And
apparently, according to the rumors, Drake had something to come back on, and everybody was like, no, don't do that, keep it away. Which
just going to escalate too much.
Yeah,
does he have something on Kendrick?
No, on Pusha.
On Pusha T. Oh, okay, gotcha.
And so obviously, who knows how truth that is? But supposedly he had something in the chamber just ready, and they told him, no, don't do that. Yeah, because he's the one that gets slept on here because everyone's like, oh, well, Cole, and it's like, well, Drake is in the slouch here. It's not like Drake is like gonna shy away from this. He can do it. He can hang. He can hang with these guys. Maybe not at the same level lyrically, but he can drop a song where it's as good as anybody when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, and Drake can drop a verse that's potent enough and has enough lines and enough stuff, and his fan base is big enough where the internet will grab it and go, dang, like Drake was like, so if he decides to go, he is capable. The thing that hurts him is the ghostwriting rumors from 10 freaking years ago.
Right.
Will just always haunt him in these kind of discussions where people like in like a true like battle where we're going at it like actually one-on-one, that's just always going to be a thing people
see that's why like the Prince Mike Jack thing is like,
bro, that to me that was the hardest line of the whole
I know that was crazy.
The hardest.
Yeah.
That one, like, to me, that went crazier than anything. The Andre 3K stick line, like that was that was cool, but like the Prince outlives Mike Jack line was great.
Dude. And that one, okay, like so as an instrumentalist, right? Like, obviously like MJ is MJ. Musically, it's like, damn, amazing records, hits, like greatest selling artist of all time, all that stuff, Thriller, right? But I did a thing where so I went on the Wikipedia for Thriller, right? Or any of his albums. And you can see like the credits, like who's listed, who's a writer on the song. If you go to the personnel section, it's got who's playing each instrument, blah, blah, blah. And I was okay, I recognize the names, Quincy Jones producing, Rod Temperton writes some of this music, blah, blah, blah. And I picked the Prince album and dude, there was this giant paragraph of all the instruments played on it. And under the guy that played all that stuff was just Prince. So it's like, I'm like, because people were talking on Twitter, they were like, oh, dude, MJ over Prince for sure. And I'm like, no, for sure. On paper, yeah. But then it's like Prince.
And that's the Drake thing. It's the on paper thing. It's like,
for sure, argue it. Like, you got to put some.
The sales are the most, the streams are the most, the concerts are all of it. I get it.
Right. The revenue.
Like, if you're more immersed in it than just like the average listener who hears the song on the radio or in the club, it's like, that's where you get a little deeper into it. And also the deeper layer of like, dude, Michael Jackson died with not the best reputation for someone so legendary. Like there's just stuff that goes along with it that's like a deeper shot of like there's almost like a deeper shot of like you're a bad person. Like Prince outlived Mike Jack. Like I'd rather be Prince than Michael Jackson. Like even if you're the big pop star and your sales and streams are more like I'm the more like grounded in like what it is that's like in my life or whatever. I feel like there was some kind of layer of that taking place. Which
right. Yeah, that one had me like I was like on the web just like I was like let me check this out and that out and see what's how these two guys stack up like Prince and MJ, and I was because I knew Prince
crazy about the
instruments. But like just the like once I saw it on paper, like drums, guitar, bass, like vocals, keyboards, I was like, it was all Prince. And I'm like, the only other guy listed was the guy that like actually mixed and mastered the music, like the engineer. Right. Yeah. And I was like, you got to give Prince, like, you got to put some stock in him too. I'm just like, that's a different kind of animal. And that's why I like the dynamic between the three guys, like Kendrick, Drake, and JCole, because like Drake has the ghostwriting thing going on. I think most rappers have like, a producer, someone making the beat. But that makes J. Cole interesting because he produces and he makes beats. And so J. Cole's kind of like a mix of those two guys where it's like, I write all my own stuff that I rap. I make some of the beats. On some albums, I make all the beats. And then Kendrick is like, I'm sure Kendrick's probably not had anyone write something for him, but he's got dope producers like, making the beats, making the arrangements, like guys I look up to like Thundercat, Kamasi Washington, like they're all jazz musicians, they're all over his album. So I'm just like, but yeah, when I saw the Prince Mike Jack thing, I was like, okay, like we're throwing haymakers out here. I'm here. I'm for it. I want to see it. So yeah, this is exciting. This is just like awesome. This might be like a moment in history, like you tell like your kids about as far as like rap history and just like the as beefs go. Like, oh yeah, this one time, dude. So, yeah,
electric.
Yeah, very very electric. And I think the other component with JCole is the no features thing.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's the other component of he's gotten to where he's gotten arguably by himself. And I think that's the other part of it with him that just gets very like it doesn't sound as impressive until you think about it and you're like, dang, that is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That this is just what he does. Like it's him. Yeah, I mean, it broke the internet for a little bit, so it was a lot of fun to just follow it and to be like, whoa, what this is a moment. This is a moment right now. Yeah.
Cole is my GOAT, so I'm a little defensive right now, but I'm also just going to be patient and just wait for him to do his thing because I trust greatness. Like I don't think we'll be left disappointed. I think it might take some time before we get the validation we're waiting for as fans, but I think we will get it.
Yeah.
And I think it will be glorious. I wrote down in my notes, JCole will wash Kendrick, and I screenshotted it, so I have it.
Yeah.
So when it happens, I can be like, because I haven't really posted about it or said anything. I've tried to be pretty, he hasn't said anything, so you can't be out being like, he's going to kill Kendrick when he hasn't killed Kendrick yet, but we'll see. I think he will.
Yeah. I saw someone that was like, oh, like hot take that Kendrick verse was mid, and I'm like, shut up, bro. I'm like,
no, not mid.
Like, I was like, come on, dude.
It's a good verse. It's a good verse for sure. Here, I pulled the lyrics up so in case I needed to say anything that was off them. Where are they? Talking out they necks. Paranoid for a threat. I'm way too paranoid for a threat. Money, power, respect. Last one's better. A lot of goofies with the check. That's a Drake diss. Sentiment symbolic. My temperament bipolar. I choose violence. It's just a hard line.
Yeah.
Time to prove that he's a problem. Clicking up, but cannot be legit. No 40 water. Tell him. Get up with me. Sneak diss in. First person. The 3 switch at first person shooter mode. I hope they came with 3 switches. Yeah, I mean, there's some good lines in here. I still think that the MJ. I'm trying to see if there's anything hard. If you walk around with the stick, because that's because JCole said he walks with a stick, right? That's because JCole says he walks with like a walking stick. And is he saying like, and then what? Because Andre plays the flute. It ain't Andre 3K.
I think so. Yeah.
Stick, it ain't Andre 3K.
Yeah.
Okay. Hard. Big 3. It's just big me. Hard.
Yeah, man.
Your best work is a light pack. Prince outlive Mike Jack. Yeah, that's hard. And then for all your dogs getting buried. That's a K with all these 9s. I'll see the pet cemetery. Yeah, that's hard. That's all way more Drake. It feels like he's basically saying like, Cole, you're kind of lame for running with Drake so much these days.
That's what I got from it.
That's what I took from it.
He's just saying like, you were supposed to be cut from my cloth. Like he's feeling like you were supposed to be cut from my cloth, and we're on some like real rap stuff. And Drake had some ghostwriting stuff, and he's just on some weird pop star stuff sometimes. Like I thought you were above that, and you're running with him. That's all I really felt like Cole was good. And then the stick line, which I didn't even feel like it's a cool bar because the flute and the stick thing, but I don't know how much it like hit actually. Where the Drake lines, it was like, okay, those hit. Those hit. Those are
That's why to me it was a Drake diss with like some JCole criticism. Yeah.
Like by default, he's going at JCole because JCole's running with Drake.
And it's not even going at Cole. It's almost like he gets just sprayed on by association more so than anything.
Yeah.
And it's more like a criticism than it is a diss.
Yeah.
But JCole should 100% take it as a diss and come
back. 100%. Yeah, because you know the song he's on, and like you said, the people clicking up. Like if anyone did remotely a fraction of that as a rapper, I think you're like, sounds good. That sounds like a go to me. Now I'm allowed to let it fly. Like, I was being cool and cordial because we don't all want to just be dissing each other all the time. But if someone wants to let it fly, like,
let's do it. Yeah.
And because here's the thing too. Like, I gotta say something about Drake fans, because a lot of Drake fans also are just people that like they really buy into the whole hype, like pop element, right? And they get distracted with the amount of like fame he has and the numbers and all that. I remember a couple years ago, somehow I can't remember how it started, but somehow like someone brought up the hypothetical of like Eminem and Drake beefing, and they're like, "Oh, who would win? Who would you choose? Who would you back?" And the amount of people that I saw like going with Drake as the victor, I'm just like, wait. I was like, don't, because it's obviously like Drake can rap, but it's like, dude, like Eminem is like a solidified, like he's a beef ender. Like that's how it went, and I'm just like, I get that Drake does numbers and he can hang, but it's like that's a tall order for Drake, and I'm just like,
yeah. So, remember when the game was like, I'm not afraid of Eminem.
The game, like,
and Nori was like, I don't know.
He's like, you don't want that. He's like, the hell I don't. I'm like, maybe don't.
No, Nori was like, look, I just want to let it be known, I'm not with this guy. He's on his own,
dude. Yeah. I still want that joint, Kendrick. Like when all this is over, I need that work. I just,
I hope it's I hope Kendrick. I hope JCole does it by himself. Not that he disses Drake, whatever, but I hope it's a solo.
Yeah, I don't think they'll go on a song together and do a Kendrick diss. I think this is both their own journey. It's like we both should take that into respect, and now we both should go to the lab and work on something.
Right. Yeah. Unless they do like I remember Eminem and DMX did a diss of Ja Rule called "Go to Sleep."
Go to sleep. Yeah,
and it's like super over the top, and it's amazing, and I love it. And unless they do something like that, that'd be like something. But "Go to Sleep" is like some like very.
I work out to that. I used to work out to that song when I was lifting for football. I was like, I'm gonna put these dudes to sleep. Like,
it was like an overkill. Dude. It was like, dude, he's not even moving anymore. Leave him alone.
My favorite, the one that was the one that I love was I don't know if you got the Haley's Revenge. Have you heard that?
Oh yeah.
That one is fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it starts with the clip of Ja Rule dissing like the shot at the mom, and her, and the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then M just does the hook on that one, right? That's like the one. He's just like which is like you have to be at such a level of a good like diss rapper to be able to be like, bro, I'm literally not even gonna rap on this. I'm just gonna let my guys get you, and no one's like. And no one's going, you're lame for not hopping on that. Like, you're whack for not doing a verse and killing him. Because it's like he already had two on other things. But it was like, flex of like, bro, my guys who are not
He's like, you're batting practice for like my understudies, bro. Like,
my understudies.
Like, go ahead.
Like my, just I'll let the guys get you. I don't even need to do it today.
Yeah. He's like, I just got to open the gate. That's it. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, those were good.
Yeah.
50 still bullies Ja Rule to this day.
So my favorite thing is when he the concert tickets, the front row pettiness to the max. Just, I have the money to do it, so therefore I will embarrass you until the end of time because I can.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah. I feel like we're all gonna be in like the that meme of like SpongeBob waiting in the restaurant, like just kind of like twiddling his fingers, like for all this music to come out, and we're like, all right, dude, where it at though? So
yeah, it'll take some time, I think.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's really like the biggest. It's like going to the gym and it's like a 2-on-2 basketball game. And in 2016, Drake and Future were on the same team.
That's true, yeah.
All the Time to Be Alive was dropped, and it was like it made so much sense stylistically. Like their sounds together were just good, and like it was this awesome back and forth and this cool blend of like just enough rapping with all this awesome trap music, like beats and just the whole thing.
Yeah,
and then Cole and Kendrick felt like they were the other two of like the big rappers that were also super lyrical and could go over like old school sounding beats with still some new school kind of flavor on them. And that's where they were at. Fast forward 8 years and we're just, and it's the weirdest, like Kendrick and Future and then Drake and Cole is like I just would have never expected that to be the way it all ends up.
Right.
We're at right now, it seems like it's so strange.
Yeah.
If you'd asked me like at that time, like, yo, do you think in the future, like, you'll be looking back and like there's gonna be like a joint project? I'd be like, oh yeah, of course. Like those two, like the way they rap and like, the
at
beat
least
thing,
like an EP or something. I would have thought we would got some.
Yeah, I was like, nothing. Three tracks together. They just please. And the fact that we haven't gotten it, I'm just like, dang, okay. So, and like you said, the fact that they're with one's with Drake, one's with Future, it's like, oh, okay, all right, yeah.
That's the rap game.
The rap game, dude.
I think that's it. I think we covered it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Good enough for a bunch of guys that are just sitting here talking over a Zoom call on a podcast. I don't know what more I can offer. I don't understand of any of their lives, so I don't know on a much deeper level than that. And I rap at local bars in San Luis Obispo County, so I don't know how much I understand the ego involved in a battle of this stature.
I'm sure you have some idea. I'm sure there's an understanding of it,
Just like the competitive nature side.
Yeah, of course.
Like, where you're like, I could see how everyone feel. I get how everyone feels the way they feel and are probably going to feel in this situation.
Right.
Like I get how Kendrick's where he's at. I get how Cole can take absolute offense to that. I get how Drake can feel, but like, I see how everyone gets to where they're at on their feelings here. And now we're just, I'm going to be a fan and watch it play out.
Yeah. And the three of them wouldn't be where they're at if it wasn't for that ego. And that's
I think we talked about that with NBA guys and just pro athletes in general. Just like you don't make it to that spot if you don't think you're that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You had a few weeks ago, last time you were on, we were really happy. Life was great. We were laughing and enjoying ourselves.
Yeah. Oh,
you were to go watch Wemby, and it was going to be a beautiful experience. And I think like Steph got hurt the day after our pod. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, he's not going to see, Gehrig isn't going to see Steph. You know what? Wemby will be there. That's enough.
Yeah, that's where I was at, 100%.
And Saturday rolls around, and I'm watching League Pass, and I'm gonna, I turn on the Warriors game, and it's like Wemby not playing tonight, and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me! like that. So I'm not going to ask you to break down, Vassell's game. I'm not going to do that to you.
Thank you.
Or how did Pop look, or Steve Kerr, or any of that, or Jonathan Kuminga. I'm not going to do that to you. But you messed up your leg, your knee.
Did.
Walk us through that, because you played basketball, you played ball.
Yep.
Is your career over?
I
saw the Instagram post and I was like, "Wait, is this it? Like, what's?"
No. I'll be back. I'll be back. I enjoy it too much. I weighed it in my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, at least got to do it one more time, before I would maybe consider being like, all right, this is no good. But definitely have to take better precautionary measures moving forward.
So what happened?
So
walk us through it.
Get to the gym. Games are already going, so don't have anywhere to really warm up and shoot. And I kind of time it where like they need a guy right as I'm getting in. Throw the shoes on. A couple twists of the back, couple toe touches.
Oh no!
2 layups and a 15-foot jumper and call it ready to go. And we start running up and down, and I can tell him like, all right, it's gonna take a couple up and downs to get going. But then like kind of started feeling good in the flow. We're down a little, made a good move, got a bucket, came down, hit a nice contested 3. After the contested 3, and we're kind of making a comeback. Now I'm feeling good.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I might be having a day today. Like literally,
right.
I'm 4 points in, and I'm like, this might be a bad day to be a defender. And I'm coming down on the next play, and I'm like, all right, I think I was going to tie it up. And I'm like, I'm pushing fast break, 2 guys kind of closing in, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hop step right between both of them. Go to make a hop step. And I'm like, I see the C parted. I'm like, this is a layup, tie ball game, awesome. Hop, left knee just goes like straight back. I just feel it go like straight backwards. And I noise I've never heard my knee make before. And then I dropped like a sack of potatoes. I mean, like I've never fallen like that. And like I like to consider myself someone with like a decent sport pain tolerance just from playing all the years. Like I like to think I can I don't like baby over a lot of stuff. I'll play through little.
Yeah. You're not like LeBron. Like,
yeah, I don't like to get barely hit and then be laying around.
Yeah. You're checking for blood for half an hour after.
Exactly. Right. I hate that. And, I don't like calling ticky-tack fouls. So like I take a little bit of pride in that aspect. This is one of the first times I've just been like, I just laid on the court, and I was like, I don't know what the next step is, but I can't move. And like my hand started shaking, and that's when I was like, all right,
my God.
Not good. I was like, that's not good.
Yeah.
Didn't have anything to do with my hand or arm, so that shouldn't be going. And then I had a show with the boys the very next night, and just sat on a stool and did a lot of like up and down on the stool. Kind of just like standing and then sitting. And then the Warrior game was the next day. So I was like, we're going to power through and go. And we went to the Warrior game, and we were on a nice amount of stairs up to where we were sitting. I was still on crutches at that point because like I just couldn't really. I tried to walk to the stadium and then got a block, and it took me 10 minutes, and I asked my girlfriend, I'm like, can you please go back and grab the crutches? So she got that, got to the arena, got insecure, or tried to just walk through the normal line. The guy's like trying to get me to go through the handicap line. I'm like, please stop doing this. Like that's the last thing I want to do is go to the handicap line and like make a bigger deal. Like I'm like, I already feel stupid that I'm like walking around with a basketball injury. So I go through the normal line, get through. He's like, can't have I brought my GoPro with me. He's like, can't have a GoPro. Got to take it back. My car's 4 or 5 blocks away. And my girlfriend's like, I'm not doing that to you. I'll go. She runs back. Now I go back out the line. We get back in. The dude makes me go. Now he literally like forces me to go through handicap. Come on, man. You got to just go through the handicap.
Yeah.
Puts me right in front of a person in a wheelchair. I'm like, this is the worst.
Oh, no.
I hate this. Finally get in, get up all the stairs, sit down to watch Jeremy Sohan and Clay off the bench.
Oh, my God.
A poo-poo affair. Guys that are awesome if they're role players on your team now, but if you're a whole Sunday NBA game of them, just...
Yeah, Devin Vassell is not why you bought that ticket.
No. And luckily for us, my girlfriend's parents just gave us the tickets, so like we just went to a game and it was
right.
fun. But the no Wemby thing was such a bummer. Like I could because I've seen Steph before and like I would love to see him again, but Wemby, I was truly excited for that. I was like really hyping that up to Megan. I'm like, you're about
especially
to see
the way I had just talked to you about him.
Right.
You had me all hyped up. I literally got off the podcast and I'm like, Megan, we're about to see something we've never seen before. Like
generational talent. And at that age too, it's always this rookie season, like, oh yeah.
Right. Be able to say like, oh, I saw Wemby as the rookie year. Like I knew it. You knew at 20 that it was the truth.
Dude, I think I asked him that Sunday. So I saw him. We recorded. I saw Gehrig like on Friday night. Didn't see him Saturday, and I thought, oh, he went to the game. He's having a good time despite the knee thing. And on Sunday we were hanging out, and I was like, "Yo, dude," I was like, "How was it?" Because I didn't watch the game, and he was like, "Oh, dude," he's like, "Clay was hurt, and then Steph was hurt, and then he was like, and Wemby didn't play," and I was like. I was like that gif of Doc Rivers when he's just like staring in disbelief, like just. I'm like, "Are you serious?" Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, dude." Like neither, and I'm like, "Oh, dude."
Yeah, because like, and then even on the other side, like if I got no Wemby and at least had Steph, then it's like, all right, like let's just like lock in and lock into Steph.
Right.
And it's tough. Like I was a huge Chris Paul. I've been a huge Chris Paul fan. Rough to watch him, be like an 8-point. Kind of guy with like 5 assists, and he still looks like Chris Paul. He still has moments in the game where it's cool, and he comes off a pick and roll and pulls back and hits an elbow jumper, and I'm like, that's vintage, baby. I love it. But it's just not the same anymore. So even that wasn't really like I kept trying to find someone to really like entice me. Kuminga started rolling a little bit in the second half for a second, and that was kind of fun. Like,
yeah.
He's at least of everyone out there, I felt like got some potential where you're like, okay, he might have another level to go to still. Maybe Vassell on the Spurs does a little bit. Keldon Johnson had a good game, but he's kind of up and down, and it feels like he's past the age now where it's like he's got another level. I think he probably just kind of is that,
Right, yeah.
But Spurs definitely got to get – the Spurs won, but I was just watching it, and I'm like, they got to get some guys over here. Like, they need to go get some vets and have some names on their roster where you're like, that's a guy that's done some things in the NBA on a winning team and know what that looks like and can do that alongside Wemby. Because I think Wemby's I don't think he's very used to losing basketball games would be my guess. I don't know what his France record is, but I would assume he's won most of his games like over the course.
And this is the
what was that, Germ?
German, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So it broke a little bit on my end, and I was like, "Wait, no, this is like."
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is probably the worst he's ever going to be.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Literally, we just all have to pray he can be healthy. That's the only thing at this point I see from stopping this from being something legendary. Like, he does 5 to 6 things a game now that I'm like, I don't know if I've ever seen anything that looks like that before. He'll push the ball in transition, wrap it around his back, toss it off a backboard, and dunk and stuff like that. And you're just like, he is 7'5".
Yeah, he's so fluid with the ball. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, just what he does.
And defensively, I mean, he might be the defensive player of the year as a rookie on a bad defensive team.
Yeah, he was.
His numbers are crazy.
It's ridiculous. He was saying it was funny because he was saying, Rudy Gobert better enjoy this defensive
He's not getting it's over
after this year. They're all mine.
Yeah, well, because once they start winning, then these numbers you'll have to just give it to him every year.
Right. Yeah.
If he's averaging 3-4 blocks a game and a steal and a half a game, and the Spurs are a playoff team and their defense is even just middle of the road, it's like he's the defensive player of the year every year. Those numbers are that's unreal. That's like Hakeem Olajuwon,
yes,
Duncan type.
Right.
What is it since 91, right? Didn't they say?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Most steals blocked since 91. That is insane.
Yeah, that's next level stuff. In terms of like the playoffs, because the playoffs start in like 2 weeks.
Yep.
Which is so crazy to think. Like the season started in November. Now it's like playoff time.
It's upon us, yes.
And the Lakers got a huge win last night. And I was watching in the beginning, and it was like 16-4. And we got a group chat, and I was like, man, Lakers are getting killed. They're going to get killed tonight, man. It's not going to be a good night. And as the game kept going, it wasn't getting any better. And then I get a text like, hey, we won. And I was like, no freaking way. And so I went back I watched it this morning, and I'm like, I cannot believe this win. And it was all Anthony Davis. It was Austin Reeves. That was nice. But I think it's fool's gold because I don't think the Lakers will actually, once the playoffs start, I just don't know if they can do that long enough. And I know we talked about them last time, and you were more optimistic than me, but I don't know. It's weird because if LeBron's in there, and this like sounds stupid, but I feel everybody else plays worse when LeBron plays.
There's a lot of deferring that takes place. And a lot of like everyone's confidence takes like a 10%, 20% like decrease.
Yeah. So it's like if there is a way for all of them to play as if LeBron isn't playing when LeBron is playing, then
it'd be great. They'd be awesome. They'd be
yeah. And it's like, oh man, like when I saw LeBron isn't playing, I'm like, this is either going to be amazing or it's going to be awful. And it was both. In the beginning it was awful, and then at the end it was amazing. And I think that's my fear with this Laker team, as great as last night was.
Well, it's interesting for you. Like, you guys are the one team where I think if you were to make a run in the playoffs, you would need to play Denver early.
Yes.
You would want to play Denver in the first round. Right. And I had a point made today about that where in the first round's got the longest amount of rest in between games. So it's like that would be the best time for you guys to get them, because once it's every other day, they're not going to be able to last with that. Denver team is just I don't think anyone in the West is really messing with Denver in a 7-game. Mm-hmm. I think my feeling now, as we're kind of getting, and as the Mavericks have been rolling, would be that they would have the best chance in a 7-game just off the fact that Luka is the one guy that could kind of maybe match Jokic on a toe-to-toe level for a 7-game series, That's not in the East, because maybe Giannis could do it. Maybe Embiid could do it if they matched up. If Embiid could get to the finals and they matched up, I could see him maybe being able. But, Luka can have that same level of impact as Jokic. And then if you're like, this isn't how basketball works, but breaking it down second star, it's like then you're Kyrie versus Jamal, and if Kyrie's playing like how he has been, you would argue that's the better second guy. Obviously, Denver has a better overall structure, but kind of be the formula to beat Denver, I think right now is not like, oh, we're going to match up 1 through 5 with them. Maybe Boston, that's their formula. But then for Boston, your go-to star can't match their go-to star. So that's where you run into trouble. And for Dallas, it's like you would just be going, Kyrie and Luka have to go nuclear 4 out of these 7 games, basically.
And it's not out of the realm of possibility.
No, that's kind of why I give them probably, as I'm looking at it, the best shot. Because I'm like, I've just seen Luka do it in the playoffs where he just goes. And I've seen Kyrie be big in playoffs. It's been a while, but like I still kind of trust Kyrie's pedigree. You know, I feel like he can do it at that level in those big games. So we'll see. I don't know. The matchups are interesting right now. I mean, the play-in stuff, but like you got Nuggets versus whoever the 8 seed ends up being, which would be probably, either the Rockets, the Warriors, the Lakers, or the Suns, or the Kings, I guess. And then 2 will be playing against the Thunder, playing against whoever of them. And you got Timberwolves, Mavericks, which is like, the Timberwolves have been great, but can't you see the Mavericks getting them?
Sure.
Yeah. And
okay.
Yeah, with them, the question mark is always just how young they are. Their youth.
With the Timberwolves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And the Thunder as well. The Thunder, their youth, and also they don't have another big.
Yeah, the Thunder to me is the big. Obviously the youth always, but like the big is just like if you're gonna have to play Denver, then there's no chance.
Right.
And you're probably gonna have to play Denver if you're gonna want to get out of the West.
Yeah.
And the Clippers now are doing kind of classic Clipper things, and James Harden's contesting his own teammate's shot, so that's pretty easy for me to be out on that. And the Pelicans are hot, but again, like I don't know if a team with if Zion's your go-to guy in a playoff series.
Although he does look better.
He has been looking really good right now.
He slimmed down.
Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe he is turning into what we all hoped he was supposed to be. If that's the case, then maybe.
Last week, I forget who it was against, but he had an alley-oop dunk, and he got high, and I was like, dang, I haven't seen him look this athletic since Duke. And it got me excited because I was like, man, are we finally getting the Zion we all thought we were going to get when he was drafted?
That'd be awesome.
And so that would be great. But yeah, the Pelicans are a weaker team, it's interesting how it's just like the Nuggets and then the teams that we probably like to maybe beat the Nuggets are all like 6, 7, 8, 9 seeds.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't like the Thunder, the Timberwolves, the Clippers, or really the Pelicans to beat them.
Yeah.
I'd be like Mavericks, and then the Suns, low key, would be another one
because they can go nuclear. Yeah,
you got 2 guys that can just 3 guys potentially if Beal can, be good. Like so, to me, those are the Mavericks and the Suns kind of have the 2 rosters where you're like, all right, they have the puncher's chance thing where they've got a couple guys that could keep them in it. But Denver they're literally a perfectly built team.
Yeah, they're just a machine.
Yeah, everyone is exactly what they should be for the position they play and what their role is and for what their star player is. Everyone fits perfectly around that.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what game. I think it was the Boston game where Jokic went in and he made the move and it looks like he's going to shoot the hook shot and it's the lob to Aaron Gordon. And you're like, that only happens if you are just like a perfectly functioning team. That everyone just is in the right spot and has played with each other. That's the other thing with them, has played enough games together where they all know each other's tendencies now. And it's like, I know if I cut the minute this guy sends the double, even if it's at the last second, he will see me. And I just jump. He might put it right there. And you only get that from playing together a long time. And I feel like that's one of the things that we lose a little bit in today's NBA culture with all the stars bouncing around is you don't get that like core part of your team staying around for 4 years.
Right.
Like the Warriors did for the chunk, but even then KD bounced in and out of it. But like that's why the Warriors were so good for so long. And then we're able to get one even late in 2022. It's like that core, you played a lot of basketball together. You know how to win games together. So if everything breaks the right way for you on any given season, you got a chance to win it even if it's not your year like the Warriors did that year. I don't think anyone was feeling heavy like in 2022. They were supposed to win it. But, you know, you got Steph and Clay was still playing pretty good and Draymond and Jordan Poole remembered still how to play functional basketball in a winning environment at that point. And, like, it can happen. Denver, just all the guys are in their prime right now.
Yeah. That's what makes Denver such a. It makes it boring, but it's what makes them so great, and I think it's what's going to make this whole conversation about who Denver is historically such a great conversation, because are we looking at the next great team that's going to start running the table for a little bit? Because it almost feels like as long as they have Jokic, they're going to win until he gets bored and doesn't want to do it anymore. And that's what it kind of, you know, it's the Celtics who, you know, they you got to give them their respect. The Bucks, who have been playing better as of late. And I don't know. I mean, I guess Miami, the zombie heat. I guess you can't count them out technically. Philly, I am not a believer in Embiid. I don't see it, and it's so interesting to look at the, you know, playoffs are starting and it's still very well. It's Denver's title to lose.
Yeah, it's still kind of lopsided.
Yeah. And we haven't had that since the KD Warriors, probably.
No, which is kind of crazy because I feel like that actually it doesn't happen as much as maybe we think it does.
No, it doesn't.
Feel like, dang, it's almost one team versus the field.
Yeah.
And right now that kind of just feels like it. I don't know if that's just because Denver won it last year, so we just are giving them so much of that. Because realistically, what's their record right now? They're 51-21, and the Thunder are 50-21. And
yeah.
I mean, you know, it's not like a huge discrepancy. So there's a lot of like history going into what we're saying, but also in all the big games this year when it's mattered, it feels like they've just looked good. So that also plays a huge part where it's like there's probably a little bit of a championship hangover and you just lose some games here and there because whatever. But I mean, if they went back to back, you're the Detroit Pistons, right? I mean, just like
right.
There's not a ton of teams that even do that. Like at the bare minimum, you're that, and that's legendary. And so we'll see. I mean, I if he gets 2, and the thing that'll be interesting, I'll have to look at the rankings and stuff and see what I would think. But like where Jokic is going to all of a sudden fall on that all-time list if he wins another one,
the
MVP this year. Because then he's a 3-time MVP, 2-time champ, probably a 2-time Finals MVP.
Back to back.
Back to back. And then you go, okay, that's starting to become a pretty like short list of guys that can say they have all those accomplishments. You're looking at...
Yeah. Because even Duncan never won it back to back.
Oh, yeah. Well, once you add that element into it, because back to back, you had to be... you truly are dominant to win back to back. Like you don't win back-to-back championships if you're not a legit dominant team. All of them done it have.
Yeah.
And then 3-peat is what makes you like legendary.
Oh, yeah. He gets 3, and all of a sudden it's like...
Well, yeah, then you're like, okay, so it's Michael Jordan.
Celtics, Bulls, Lakers. That's it.
Yeah, the Denver Nuggets. that if this big old Serbian dude, it ends up being him and those franchises, God. That is crazy. Like
you know what's interesting? You know, this is assuming Jokic wins 6, 7. So obviously I'm assuming a whole lot. I am going off in the future.
Yeah, you are. Dang.
So just stay with me.
Okay.
He is a second round pick. This is becoming, and obviously he has to do more. He has to do more. But if he gets to 4, like say he gets to 5, say LeBron never doesn't win another title, which seems very bleak that he'll win another one. Mm-hmm. And say he gets to 5. Jokic gets to 5, and maybe he gets another MVP or whatever. It's almost very Brady-esque. This underdog, second round pick, which is crazy to think he was a second round pick. Wow. And everyone has seen his like that picture where he's like a fat kid, and everyone's like, "Oh, this guy's like going cooking the league." And you kind of like, man, like this is probably one of the most improbable NBA superstars, NBA legends ever. Because, Brady's story, 199, 7 Super Bowls, the whole thing. And it's very, I'm looking at the landscape of the NBA, and the way Jokic plays, it's not like he's like super athletic. It's not like this guy's like, gonna lose his speed. It's not like he's gonna all of a sudden stop being able to jump. He has none of that. Like Jokic could probably play till he's like 41, 42. Not that he will. I don't think he has that makeup. But if he wanted to, he could play to his 40 doing what he's doing now.
Yeah, he just won't want to.
And I just think like, man, like how many titles can this guy win? Because if he wins 2, Denver all of a sudden becomes the spot for every single guy who wants to get a ring.
Yeah.
Every single guy that wants to get one will go there. We'll sign cheap. We'll sign a 1-year deal to go play there. And all of a sudden, you get this revolving door of very capable players and sometimes even superstars that are willing to go there and play with that guy to get a ring. And it just changes very quickly how we see Jokic all time. And so that's going to
I just need to get you on the record. Were you going to make how many does he have to win for him to pass LeBron for you?
Oh, no. I mean, he has to win. He has to win a whole lot.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying the NBA hasn't had a Tom Brady like player. This like, this guy who came from nothing, who was like drafted second round, everybody discarded, and all of a sudden he's an NBA legend.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's like Tony Parker and there's like Ginobili and there's dudes like that like are good players and are Hall of Fame players or champions. But Jokic has potential to be like all time great. And that's what I mean. Like I can't think of any of the guys that are the all-time greats that came from, that were drafted late, that were not really like hyped up to any moment. Obviously, you get guys like Hakeem who like came from he picked up basketball late. He was from Africa, the whole thing. But he was like first overall. Like it's not like people were like Hakeem's gonna suck. Everybody was like, no, this guy's gonna be really great.
Right.
And that's where that's what I mean by Brady. I don't think like he would have to. I don't know. He'd probably have to get a 5 to pass LeBron, right? Like that.
Yeah, I would almost. I would
tie him.
Yeah, I would almost argue like, I don't know, because the thing is like, if he has 5 and he's been to 5, it just depends how you look at it. Because a lot of people like to count finals losses against you and count first round losses like they don't count on the thing at all. Like for some reason losing early.
Yeah.
is like better, and we're like, oh, that's good. Like he didn't lose first round. So I feel like it might get lost a little bit in the thing. LeBron went to 9 straight. Was it 9?
9.
8? 9.
9. Yeah.
That is crazy. Like that run of sustained, and granted, he didn't win all of them, but also when you take into account what a lot of us potentially think is like one of the minimum 3 greatest teams ever assembled is what beat you. It's like, all right, I think the context matters a lot when you break it down. So I'd have to see the Jokic run. If it's just triple doubles for 5 straight years and they're just dominating everyone, it's like nobody could just, once he entered his prime, just nobody got anything. He just won all of them. Then it's like you would maybe say that, because the argument against Bron would be like, people got rings on his time. Like,
yeah, I think the problem is because
and obviously we're not even discussing the Jordan aspect of it at this
no.
point.
I think the problem with LeBron is some of his losses in the finals are really bad.
Well, yeah, the Dallas one is
like the Dallas one. I think if you saw it, will live forever. And I think that's that one will live forever. The like beating that the Spurs put on them, where it wasn't even close. I think that kind of stuff, even though yes, it's as impressive as it gets to get to 9 straight, some of his losses have been like all-time bad. But also he has like probably one of the best like stories in the finals coming back from 3-1.
Yeah.
So I think it also like, but it is, I think that's where we can't imagine Jordan or Kobe being like, not winning a finals because JJ Barea stopped you. Like it wouldn't make sense to us if they showed us a picture of JJ Barea and said, this is why LeBron and Jordan, or Jordan and Kobe didn't win a title. You're like, what are you talking about? Like,
don't you feel like some of that too is like over time, like one thing, Bron is the most social media player of all of those guys. So like he had his greatest meltdown in the social media era. Like if Kobe the jumpers again, and granted he was young Kobe, but like if Kobe airballed the jumpers against Utah in social media era, it's like, does that carry a different thing? And it's not the finals and whatever, but like, does missing the playoffs in the middle of your career matter like Kobe did? Like, does that get held against him? Are people killing him for that and saying, if you're a real killer, you wouldn't miss the da-da-da? It's like a lot of that stuff I feel like gets dove into more, other than looking at like, because it's like, well, how could he be the greatest ever if he had this one bad moment? But it's like other guys have bad moments in first rounds and like got bounced out of first rounds and couldn't get out of that. But it's like his just happened on like the biggest stage, and like it was a meltdown. Like he choked, and like you said. And so to me, Jordan is the one that has the it's just like the hardest to crack case of the GOAT case, because it's like there's just once he was winning them, he just kind of won all of them.
Right.
The argument you can make is the one where he lost to Orlando, and that was still in the conference finals, and he was just coming back from baseball. Mm-hmm. So it's like, to me, he's got the hardest case. The problem I have is I just think LeBron was just the best basketball player. Like of all the people I've watched play basketball in my life, when he was in his prime, I just feel like there was no one that could do as much on a basketball court.
Yeah. I think LeBron the pass he gets is the first one, the Spurs Cavs one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can't hold that one.
And I think everyone
that's like that one should be looked at as a positive. It's like that team was terrible. Yeah. The fact they beat that Pistons team is crazy.
I think it's tough, because I think if you're going to make a case, because the Kobe thing, I throw him in there just because of JJ Barea is so crazy, but I don't know of anybody who actually who has a real like sober opinion on basketball actually puts Kobe there. Like I think Kobe is the because there's a difference between
but it's all they're all Laker fans.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. I think there is Jordan is the GOAT, and I think there's a difference between GOAT and your GOAT. And I think those two things are different.
Kobe's a lot of people's GOAT,
and because he's my GOAT, but I don't think he's.
You're a diehard Laker fan. That's what happened.
Yeah, but I don't think he's. But if we're talking just basketball, it's Jordan. And I think, and LeBron is better than Kobe. LeBron is, to me, I have him higher. Like LeBron to me is number 2 all time.
Yeah.
And Kobe's down. He's like 8 or something like that. But it's one of those things that LeBron, even if it wasn't social media, I don't know if there is a guy who has had the more weird exits, like the one when he lost to the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, where he kind of just straight up quit, and he had a triple-double, but it was one of those I always tell David, people tell on themselves, and.
Yeah, but you remember the Kobe shooting the no shots in the Phoenix.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But it's one of those things that
Jordan just didn't. That's why, again, the Jordan.
And I think that's why it's such a hard. Yeah, and that's what I mean. I think it's Kobe and LeBron have had awful moments where Jordan just has it, and I think that's what makes it so difficult.
I agree. I think the one that would be the interesting case is the Kareem case to make, but
for career, yeah,
because the whole overall
through college and all that, yeah,
and was good late and was good until he was 40, and I mean, so all of that, but he also had Magic and stuff, and the Jordan thing was it was such 6 and 8 years is just crazy, and I'm a big believer that the talent in the 90s is a good amount worse than what it is now.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the difference between judging it like it's the 60s. You know what I mean? Where you
and also...
Okay, we have to contextualize Wilt's numbers and Bill Russell.
Yeah, because you also, if you do that, you do the other side too, where when LeBron was in the East was an all-time,
bad.
So... And I think that's where you kind of got to make that argument as well, and it just gets super weird. But Jokic has the opportunity to be the greatest story in NBA history.
Yeah, because I would argue right now it's maybe Steph in the conversation.
With the ankles and all that. Yeah,
with Davidson, but then it's his dad was an NBA player, so that's not
right.
LeBron, but he was on the Sports Illustrated cover at 16.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Even the guys who come from awful backgrounds, or they come from
they got hyped by the time they were. But
they were taking number 1, number 2. Even Kobe, he was drafted 13, but it was one of those. It was in the time where nobody was drafting high school guys.
Right.
And even after the fact, everybody was
that was high for where he was.
Because after the fact, in retrospect, people were we probably should have taken him 1, in retrospect. But I think that's Jokic has none of that. It's they had I heard the story how he got drafted because the GM of the Nuggets at the time, who's now the Minnesota GM, was friends with Jokic's one of Jokic's brothers, and he took him almost as a favor, oh, you're my boy, I'll draft your brother in the second round. It was something crazy like that, and that's insane. That's insane. It was a favor. That's crazy.
That photo you mentioned of Jokic, it's going to be viewed in the same vein as Brady's his draft picture where he's shirtless and it's this guy doesn't lift, and you said, you're he could play for a long time, and it's not because of his the physical attributes, because he's a smart and good basketball player.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Because when I think of like LeBron, like on that cover, like as a kid, I also think of like when Mike Tyson was like Kid Dynamite, and it was like, oh, these like early bloomers, you know? Yeah. How many? Okay, because I'm not. I know the draft in the NBA, like it's not as many rounds, but she said second round. In my mind, I think like, oh, Brady was a 6th round pick, but how many rounds are there in the NBA draft? Just 2. Ah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so 6 rounds. Yeah, no, that the NFL draft is so long. It's
right, because I remember my brother showed me there's a video of Draymond Green listing all the guys drafted before him. And it was a short list, like, because I watched the NFL. I'm like, okay, like how many guys, if you were to ask Brady to list all the guys drafted before him, it'd be like, it's an insane amount of guys. But
be a psychopath.
Right. I'd be like, that's a lot of names, but okay. Yeah. Okay. So I had a question for you guys because I'd heard Germ say this last time you guys talked NBA, and then I heard something like from a commentator where I'm like, oh, it's that open of a thing. But Germ, you'd mentioned that Giannis says that the team is Dame's team and not like he's the number one.
Right.
Okay, so when you said that, I didn't think that he has like openly said this, but I heard like one of the commentators say like the other night where it was like,
yeah, it's like in interviews and stuff.
It's like a known like word for word thing where he says,
right. Oh yeah,
that's crazy. Okay, so I want to ask because Giannis is from he's Greek, right? Like Europe,
yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a thing for European players to not necessarily want to be like the face of the NBA or like really vocal superstars, I guess? Because I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of reminded of boxing a little bit, where like the most vocal superstars kind of guys in boxing are like the American champions. You have like Mayweather, Gervonta, Ryan Garcia, right? And then all like specifically like the Eastern European guys, like Lomachenko's, Triple G. They're popular and they're great fighters, but they're not very. I don't know. They're just not that cuddly, I guess. Like if you ask Triple G about doing commercials, he's like, "No, I just want to box." But at the same time, he knows how to navigate the landscape and use his fame and his platform and say things like, "Oh, I'm going to get Mexican fans because I'm going to say I use Mexican style." With European guys in the NBA, is it kind of like that too, where they're superstars, they're great players, but they're not that open to being like in the limelight, I guess? Is that like a fair assessment?
Well, I think what you get in the NBA with some of these European guys is that they're not as interested in the social media component of it.
Mm.
And so to them, all they're doing is playing ball. That's all it is. We're playing ball. And if you're trying to take it a little more serious than what it is, then like you're a clown. Like, and it's why like the Devin Booker and Luka beef is so funny, because clearly Booker's trying to make it more than what it is. And he's trying to like get in his head or whatever, because that's a typical American thing. Mm-hmm. And Luka's just like, bro, we're playing ball. You think
we're hooping.
You think you really think you're tough, huh? Like, we're playing ball, bro. Like, and I think and you get the Jokic versus the Morris twins, and where the Morris, the video where he like bumps him in the back, and then Jokic comes back and hits him back, and it's like, well, you started it. Like, you don't hit somebody and then turn your back on them.
It's Jokic is like, where I'm from, if you want to fight, we just fight, dude.
Right. Yeah.
We don't do like shoving and holding back and like, let's swing at him. We don't do that. Like, if you want to fight, everyone just lets you fight and we'll just go. And his brothers, they've been in some scuffles before, I would say.
Yeah. So I think that's the difference. It's to them, it's a job, like straight up. Right. This is what I get paid to do. And it's why, like, when Jokic first went back to Miami after all that, and he's like, are you intimidated? And he, like, looks at the guys like, brother, I played in Serbia.
Yeah.
I'm not.
They set off fireworks in the arena and smoke bombs. It's like that is.
Yeah. So it's very. So it's a different mentality.
They're very like practical with it. Like it's just like I'm here doing my job.
And their egos are not fragile. Yeah. So it's why Giannis can say it's Dame's team.
Yeah, he don't care.
And because to him it was like, well, I'm still
Giannis. I'm still going to score 30 points a game and have rebounds and 6.
Yeah.
That literally does not affect what I'm going to go do. Right. So if that makes him comfortable and makes everyone feel like we've got some sort of identity thing, because I'm doing my thing. I'm just going to come play basketball.
Exactly.
It's like Luka yesterday. Like they asked him something about their kid. Your coach Jason Kidd said, you guys are Superman and Batman.
Yeah, that's true.
And Luka's just like he's Batman. He's Batman. I'm Robin.
Exactly.
Luka, you are 32 points a game, and shut up. You're never gonna be Robin anywhere on any basketball court.
Right.
They just don't. They don't it doesn't. That's not a thing. They didn't grow up playing in these leagues where it was like he's the face of the league. It's just like these are good dudes on teams here in our leagues in Europe, and this is what's going on.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And you even see it when there's videos of Luka and Jokic because they're like friends, and there's videos of them just like messing with each other, and they mess with each other the way you would mess with a friend, like legitimate friend.
Yeah.
And when you see the NBA guys that are friends, they don't mess with each other like that. It's very calculated, the way you would like mess with like someone you kind of
do one of these.
Right, very like media trained kind of PC, like
exactly.
Hey.
Exactly. Where Jokic and Luka are like legit like slapping each other.
Like not checking each other, like boom,
it's
that type of energy, exactly.
And it's and you see it, and you're like, oh, these guys are like boys.
Yeah,
and I think so. I think it's just a different. To them, it's a job where the
different mindset. Yeah,
the NBA guy says, "This is like my entire identity," and they take themselves way too serious. Where Jokic and Luka and some of these other guys are just like, bro, we just play basketball, bro. Like it's
well, that reminds me of like when Haney was trying to get in Lomachenko's like head supposedly, and he shoved him at the weigh-in and all this stuff, and Lomachenko's just like, dude, we're here to box, bro. Like we are gonna get a chance to fight, so why are you shoving me right now? Like, okay, cool, Yeah, interesting. Okay, yeah. Because when I heard the commentator say that, I was like. He says that as if it's like fact, like word for word. And I thought you were paraphrasing when you mentioned it last time. I was like, oh no, he actually says that. I was like, dang, okay. Yeah. So, wow.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think we're good.
I think so. Yeah.
2 weeks out. The NBA is the playoffs is almost here. And we'll be on the lookout for whatever beef. Whatever disc comes down the track, and we'll do this hopefully weekly once the playoffs start, and that's gonna be fun. Yeah, that's the goal. Do you guys have a final thought?
Final thought to the NFL: pull your heads out of your asses and chill out with these rules. Like the hip drop, it's funny because I've heard players talk about, like, if you want to talk about like safety, I've heard a lot of players talk about getting rid of turf fields and just going back to regular grass fields, and they list the reasons why it's safer. And I'm
49ers lost the Super Bowl because of turf field.
You would think that would be like a priority, but no, like it's they're going after like.
Jeremy, you hurt?
An effective. He's still out, dude.
Bro, I will be hurt.
There is so much pain in that, right?
Dude. Bro.
I will be hurt till
he couldn't even hear you say the word
day
turf.
I die.
He was just like,
you said turf, and all I think of. You said turf, and all I can see is Dre Greenlaw's Achilles just pop, as he's like trying to just like enter the game. Like he was just jumping because
he was just standing there. He was just.
And I just so you said that I'm like the dog where like there's like fires, and I'm just like, oh my god, his Achilles popped again. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So let's listen to the players and ask them what they want for player safety than just what you think.
Jason Kelce, you're retired. Why don't you get on that, please?
Yeah, he should. But yeah, I'm seeing like Richard Sherman is just like fighting with everybody because he's like, guys, I'm a elite defender. I was an elite defender in the NFL. I'm telling you guys, this is not going to work out. Like JJ Watt too is like, dude, this is stupid. So if those guys are vocal about it, I'm like, bro, really? Like who's on this committee? Like, where's this committee at? Like, we need to go have a word with them. So that's my final thought. Go ahead.
All right.
My final thought is I don't want to call Saquon Barkley a liar, but I don't know how old's his daughter? She's like 5 or 6. I don't know if the first thing she said when she found out he was getting traded was, "Oh, so we're gonna win now." I don't know if a little girl that age is putting thoughts together. Like, I don't know if she's aware of like that. Like, maybe she's like locked into the standings and she's like, can last in the NFC East every year. It's brutal, but like I can't imagine. And it gave me the vibes of like a white mom going on TikTok and being like, today my son Johnny said, and then saying something to you like, your kid's 3. He didn't say that. Like,
I've had those moments. Dude, bro, quick story. I have a cousin that would like talk about her son and what he quote unquote says. And then I met this nephew of mine, and I was trying to, based on what I've seen on social media about what she says, he says, I try to have a conversation, and this kid can barely talk. I'm like, bruh.
This is the one with it's the kid with all the complex sentences, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, let's pump the brakes on that, bro. I'm like, I don't even know if this kid knows how to tie a shoe yet. So let's just,
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
What about you, Jeremy? You got a final thought?
I'll stick with the NFL. Why not? Let's do an all football final thought. We're good. We don't need like to be updated on like every single little training camp training camp. Like, we're good. Like I don't need these like ESPN this just in, but like, bro, like, talk to me in like August. Like, I don't care about like training camp this. I don't care what Kyle Shanahan said in the interview here or what Andy Reid said here. Like, I get it. You're trying to do content, and I get it. You're trying to just like but it's like, I don't really care. I don't really care what like Travis Kelce thinks about the upcoming season. Like, let's
that's one of those things where it's like, let's keep the main thing. Let's keep breaking news in the breaking news like segment. Like, let's like,
it's like, oh, so and so got put on the practice squad. It's like, is that breaking news though? Like, is somebody like, besides that guy's family, is anybody else like, oh my god, I can't believe, like, it's like, cool, bro.
Yeah, like maybe that guy's like local paper should write a story about it. You know, be the feature story of the week. But I don't know if I need a notification flashing across the top of my phone saying the guy made the practice squad.
Exactly. And then all these like supposed super fans on Twitter who get it like, oh man, I love this guy. This guy. It's like, bro, this guy's probably never gonna play a snap in the season. Like, you don't have to flex your super fandom in March. Put it away, bro. Like, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's like,
I've loved him. He was the backup right tackle at Appalachian State. He's been great. You're like, okay, got it. Sure you have.
So yeah, like, just, we get it, NFL guy. Like, you love the NFL. It's March. Put it away, man. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, this was fun. Thank you guys for doing it again. And I will talk to you guys in the very near future.
Yes, sir.
Right.
That's the pod. We are brought to you by, as always, Triumph Protective Coatings. They specialize in concrete polish, epoxy flooring systems, micro top floors, and walls in self-leveling underlays. They service California, and they speak Spanish. You can follow them, Triumph_coatings on Instagram, and you get a 10% off if you use the promo code ArrowsUp. You can also reach them on Gmail, triumphprotectivecoatings@gmail.com. Thank you to Angel for the music. Thank you to Gehrig. Thank you to David. What a fun pod. And we got the NBA covered for you guys, so stay tuned. You can follow us, Arrows Up, on Instagram. Rate, review, subscribe to our podcast anywhere you get your pods, so please do that. I will talk to you again on Sunday. We'll do first weekend of baseball, first impressions, the whole thing. Maybe Harry, maybe, hopefully, we'll see. Yeah, man, NBA is, we're almost to the very, very good stuff, and so that's very exciting. And this one was really exciting. So I have we'll have a few more of the friendship pods coming up, and excited to get some of those and record with a few of our friends that we have lined up. So keep an eye on that. So thank you for listening. I will talk to you on Sunday. Let's go, Lakers.